Alright, it's Masters Week, it's the Foreplay boys. We got the invitation of a lifetime to go down and visit and stay with our very good friend, Mr. Gary Player, at the Black Knight House. This is going to be a multi-part series about the entire week.
We did tons. We got a tour of the Black Knight House. We went through a little bit of a workout with Mr. Gary Player. We even got to go down Magnolia Lane and drop him off at the Champions Dinner.
Here's part one.
I think I'm recording.
Yeah? Are you going right
Hold
now?
on.
Oh, you gotta take the lens cap off.
It's huge.
It's a big part of it. Is it off? There you go. Can you see now?
Could argue with that lens cap.
Got the lens cap right off.
Hold on, you're not focused. You're not focused. Oh, now you're focused.
Can you see me now?
Yeah.
All right, so we just landed in Atlanta. We finally got the fuck out of snowy New York.
Yep.
It's Masters Week. We got to drive to Augusta now. It was an interesting flight. We had the sneezing lady, which I think you got on video. And then her husband afterwards he was like 110 years old, and he was pulling the luggage things down. I thought he was gonna have a heart attack, but we made it. We're gonna be hanging out with Mr. Gary Player all week. We're excited.
I brought a little throwback cap.
I actually can't believe that. You didn't even tell me.
I can't believe you didn't think of it. Why would you go somewhere without the hat?
Because
I'm supposed to look at you.
Because we're not in Florida. Matt, wildly disrespectful that you wore that hat and didn't tell me.
We'll get Georgia ones.
Okay.
Welcome to Georgia.
I'm a big fan of the state of Florida. Not a team guy necessarily, just the geographical.
You're definitely not a
state.
team guy wearing that and not telling anybody.
No, I'm just a general Florida state. The state of Florida fan.
While we're in Georgia.
Have a good one. Thank you.
All good to go?
Yes.
Amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was very quick.
This is very good. This is where I almost died last year, guys.
The Ford Excursion last year, the brakes on that thing, big vehicle too, like a bus. That thing stopped on a fucking dime. That was the biggest miracle of all time. Also, that was like 30 seconds after I had declined the insurance from the rental car.
And also, that was back when Bob Fox was part of our crew.
Yep.
And he had just gotten back from WrestleMania and he was exhausted, sleeping in the back seat. And I thought he was going to fly through the windshield when you hit the brakes on that. Luckily, he was okay. But a lot of things could have gone wrong and it all went just fine.
That would have been such a horrific start to our Augusta trip last year. If I would have had to call Dave and be like, hey, I totaled a Ford Excursion right after I declined to pay for the insurance.
And Bob Fox is dead.
And Bob Fox went through the window. I don't think he's alive, but we're on our way to the Masters. We got picked up an Uber or something. Tough.
All right, so we got to Augusta. We made our way to the Champions Retreat, where the house was, where the Black Knight House was supposed to be. We were driving around the neighborhood. Riggs was in contact with our guy, Bo. He kept getting the address, kept getting it wrong. We couldn't find it. We were driving around the neighborhood, and there was a split second, maybe even a full minute, where we thought we'd been taken by a stoolie. We thought we'd been brought down here for no reason, thought we'd been tricked. And it was a very, very scary moment for about 45 seconds.
No luck.
It's working.
Hello. We're staying with Mr. Gary Player at the Black Knight House.
At the what house?
The Black Knight House.
Black Knight. You have a good day.
Thank you, you too. Oh yeah, that felt good. I'm baffled.
1845.
Right. 1842.
Let me ask you this. You just said that, Brad. Something like, what if we came all this way?
Yeah.
And it was a stoolie messing with us the whole time?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. That would be a real bummer. Be a real shame. 1874.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
It's in the Champions Circle, and I'm standing outside.
Okay, cool. No worries. Thanks, bye. I mean, now I'm starting to think we're honestly getting fucked with.
Yeah?
Yeah. It just doesn't feel right now. I mean, they're like jerking us around with the address. It's like, come on.
It can't be. It can't be.
You don't think so? I mean, this is going to be a big moment right here if this house doesn't exist. Oh, that's got to be him right there. Oh, wow. That was big. I mean, that was very close. We'll talk about it later, but all sides were pointing that we were being completely fucked with right there.
I just moved in, and there's a bag waiting for me that I would like to go through.
Okay.
We'll show the upstairs situation where the boys are at.
Okay.
Nice bathroom. Really good restroom. I do want to say when this is right outside your room, Trent. I mean,
What do we got here?
letter from Billy Payne. The big three. Honorary starters.
Nice little lead into your room.
Then you go into my room. So I'm just kind of moving in. We got this guy. Personal gift from our good friend, Mr. Gary Player.
What do you got there?
To Sam. That's me, Sam Riggs.
To Sam. That's nice. They went with the real first name.
My actual first name. People forget that. Sam.
Look at that
Oh,
bad
yeah.
boy. Put that on. You're officially at the Black Knight House.
The Black Knight guy at the Black Knight House.
All right.
Our good friend, Mr. Gary Player. What is this? Starting to get into dangerous territory where they get you like nice things and you don't know what they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hopefully. That'd be bad on camera.
Tell us what that is, Riggs.
This is a famous South African tool. This looks like a really nice keychain,
Okay.
I think. Oh, yeah, okay. That's my room, Trump. It's really nice. Masters Week, Mr. Gary Player. No big deal. So we said, look, Mr. Player, we're staying in the Black Knight House. We need a house tour. He said, boys, if we're going to do a house tour, we're going to do a house tour the right way. You guys got to go outside. You got to knock on the door. I'm going to greet you. I'm going to give you a proper house tour.
All right, Trent, here we go. We're at the Black Knight House.
All right, we're at the Black Knight House. We're walking up now. We're going to meet Gary Player. We're going to see if he'll give us a tour of the place, and then we'll go from there.
Let's do it.
Trent and Riggs, how are you guys? Nice to see you.
Mr.
Fine,
Player.
Good to see you.
Nice to have you at our house
Great
here.
to see you, my friend.
We've got a lot of good stuff to show you.
Awesome.
We appreciate
Yeah, we're
it.
just kind of here. We kind of want to go through the house. Looks like you got a bunch of memorabilia around. So
Yes,
let's,
we do. We'll show you. We'll tell you. We'll start off with the important one.
Okay.
And this is a house that we rent. As you know, most of the players used to stay in hotels in the old days.
Yep.
We stayed in the one hotel here. It was so old you could hear the water coming up the taps to your room.
Yeah.
The rooms were so small the mice were hunchbacked. But the thing is that here is the Grand Slam,
Okay.
and that is the US Open
Yep.
at Belrive, and that was the fittest I ever was. I had Mr. Universe training me, and I was squatting with 325 pounds the night before.
You look pretty good right now.
Look at your
so-
biceps in that picture. Woo.
But I weighed 166 there, which is probably 16 more pounds than I weigh now.
Okay.
You motivated this guy right here.
Yeah, I lost 40 pounds in 3 months. I really did, and it's because of you.
Well, what it basically means, he's going to live. It's hard to say exactly, but he's going to live another 10 years or maybe more.
Yeah.
Now, Tiger Woods played his best when he was pumped up. Rory McIlroy's deadlifting, almost, I believe, 300 pounds because he had back problems, and it's helped him to get his back better. And I was speaking to Tiger Woods last night at the dinner. He said all the weight training has helped him to get his back better, which is good.
Shout out to Johnny Miller, who doesn't think you should lift weights.
Well, everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Right.
I never like to say he's wrong or why is he saying it, but strictly speaking, he is wrong.
So you won at Belrive there.
Yeah, that was at Belrive, and then that's the US Open trophy there. There's Tom Watson putting the jacket on in the Masters.
Yep.
In 1978, when I came back in 30 on the back nine to win. And then there is the British Open, this man here and this man and that man there. They're all in the same picture. Every picture was taken, you'd think they had won the tournament. And, I finished the tournament, I was 7 shots behind, I think, going into the last 36 holes.
Yep.
In those days, we played 36 holes on the final day.
You better be in good shape.
And then you know what happened? If you tied, you played another 36-hole playoff. Now that's amazing for people who understand golf.
Yeah.
Whereas today they play sudden death or 4 holes or 3 holes.
Yep.
And then there's the PGA that I won at Aronimink. I played in the British Open at Troon the week before, missed the cut by 1 shot, got on a plane, went straight to Philadelphia. I love Philadelphia. So went straight to Philadelphia and won the PGA the next week. I mean, that was a thrill. And
You traveled a lot.
I did.
Time.
I've traveled probably more miles than any human being ever now, 65 years of travel. No, I tell you, and to have a wife
Right.
that is prepared to do that. Not many women would have stayed with me, they would have been gone. They would have taken a bit of cash with them, and they would have been gone.
As always.
A lot of these women say, you dash for the cash, boy. So watch out, guys.
Be careful.
There you go. That's everybody. Workout, fitness is great, but watch out for dashing for cash.
My son Mark did this. And all these guys, hey, look at this, even with Bobby Jones. What a golfer he must have been. He must have been, you know, his swing, I looked at it on video the other day, it's as good as any swing I've ever seen. And yet, today, with the coaching, if he went for a lesson, they'd change his swing.
Didn't you sit down next to him at one of the
I
Masters?
did, yes. And he was riddled with arthritis. And so he said, will you cut my meat for me? And I cut his meat, and he put his fork between his fingers like that and jabbed it and ate it. And then I said, Mr. Jones, I'd like to ask you a question. He said, what is it? I said, I can never birdie the 3rd hole. He says, you're not supposed to birdie the 3rd hole. We designed it for a par. Yes, sir.
We got to talk about this. We got to talk about
Yeah,
this.
the Black Knight.
Well, look at that. I mean, isn't that, fortunately I don't have to play in something like that.
You could though.
But that's indicative of what we are, the Black Knight. I'm wearing black most of the time because I'm from Africa. And
Yeah, is that how the Black Knight started? Just you?
No, it started with a movie called Have Gun Will Travel.
Okay.
It was Paladin. His name was Paladin, and in the 60s he'd be dressed in black with a silver holster and a beautiful cowboy hat. And he went around, and anybody who had a problem, he said, give me your card, here's my card, and he'd help them.
Okay.
And I thought, man, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And then being from Africa as well. And my dad always said something, you've got to have a brand, which my son Mark has continued with the brand.
Yeah, he does a great job.
Which is essential, isn't it?
Yep.
And so that is really sort of neat. This was an article that was done from Augusta, April 9, special to the New York Times. And that's when I captured the Masters by 1 shot on final 64, 277. Now, it's amazing. I was 7 shots back from Tom Watson and came back in 30
Oh man.
at Augusta, and actually it was almost 27. That far total from 27. I'm pleased I didn't shoot 27. If I did, I would have never been invited back here. That's for sure. Nobody shoots 27 at Augusta. So, a very special day.
When you're coming from 7 back, I mean, at what point do you realize, hey, I'm in the tournament. I can win the tournament here.
Now, I've won a lot of golf tournaments, 5, 6, 7 behind. It's just something, I don't take the credit. It's a divine gift. It's a thing called it. You know, you've had about 12 superstars in golf, what I call superstars in the history of golf.
Okay.
And they had something very different. And nobody can define it. People like to think they can define it.
Right.
It's called it.
The it factor.
The
people
it
talk
factor,
about.
yeah. And you know, you see people, they work on the 2nd floor in a building and they take the elevator.
Right.
I mean, if you work within 10 floors, you should first couple of weeks walk 2, then the next week walk 3, then the next week walk 4 until you get up to 10.
Right.
And if you find yourself getting tired, stop, and the next day just gradually increase, but walk up that 10. Eventually that 10 seems like nothing.
So we're on the 3rd floor. We've been trying to take the stairs more.
Well done, well done. And you should take 2 at a time, not 1. You're going up, you always take 2.
Really?
Yeah, you see it, look at my age here, look, I mean, I get
Yeah.
my foot above my height. Well, and then this is early in the morning. You see, you've got to be able to move.
Right.
Now, most 82-year-olds,
That's all they got.
and the others are dead. All my friends I play golf with are dead. I'm having to get new footballs.
They're not doing shoulder high leg kicks.
No, they're not.
No chance.
All the thousands of sit-ups. I mean, this is like a plank. Yeah, so
Sounds strong.
You got it. Well, I don't know how strong it is. It's tight for my age, but you lose strength. You cannot, it's hard to beat and maintain the strength you have. Very hard.
What about the opening tee shot? How are we feeling this year for the ceremonial
That's really
shot?
amazing.
Yeah.
We got out drive Jack.
Yeah, well, if I, when I play with Jack, I generally, usually, I outdrive him. I think I can, if we play day in and day out, I can outdrive Jack at the moment. In fact, I definitely can. But tomorrow you get on the first tee, and you only get one shot.
Right.
So you have to catch it. If you don't catch it, if he doesn't catch it, I definitely outdrive him. If I catch it. If I don't catch it, when he does, he'll outdrive me. So you don't have a mulligan. I wish they'd give us a mulligan, but they don't.
With a lot of pressure on one shot.
No, it is, and there's probably over 1 billion people that see it around the world.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So you better have a good
One
looking,
swing a
you
year.
better have a good looking practice swing.
That's true. That's key.
All right, obviously we're in Mr. Blairs' house, the Black Knight House.
Black Knight House, taking us around, showing us some of the memorabilia, talking, telling stories. It's great.
There's much more to come from the house, as well as a nice little drive down Magnolia Lane. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
You feel that?
I feel that.
You feel that?
Yes.
On my neck, and then I put my arms posture. Now keep your arms folded.
Okay.
Up. Now keep your arms behind. Oh my guys.